Hello, family, and thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome to the I Am Me broadcast, which represents the I Am Me Inc. organization, a Delaware based LGBTQ plus and ally nonprofit whose mission is to provide safe spaces, educate, unite, the LGBTQ plus community. Tonight, I have a special guest, but before I introduce him, I am Angel Brown, your host and VP of said organization. Tonight, we have a special guest, Dion Hill. He is also a board member and our public liaison, but one important fact about him is that he's an ally. So I'm going to let Dion introduce himself, probably tell us a little bit about how he came into this organization and what he feels makes a great ally.
Well, thank you for having me. Um, it's greatly appreciated. How did I come into this organization? Well, the president actually had a conversation with me some time ago, about probably 2 years ago, around this time, because it was around the holidays of 2 years ago, and said she was thinking about starting an organization for the LGBT community, and she wanted me to be a part of it. And I had no idea, to be honest, why would you want me to be a part of something like this? Because part of it was ignorance, to be honest. And she's like, "Well, because I was an ally, which I am, but I just think, well, and a lot of people like me may think the same thing because when I tell people about the organization, they be like, well, why are you involved? And I said, why am I not involved? We all should be involved because certain things that are happening in the LGBT community also are happening to us. And just in some, just on a grander scale to them when it comes to certain discriminations and things of that nature. But also, and that's what I believe is actually the point of being a good ally, because it's not about what do I get out of the deal. Um, this is I like this organization because this is this is a everybody. This is a all inclusive. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, whatever color you are, or whatever your orientation or your gender. We accept everybody,
Yes, we
and
do.
we want everybody to be accepted. Um, and the good thing or the perfect thing about being an ally, if you're a good ally, is you're not just an ally when you're next to your quote unquote LGBT friend. And I believe that's the main part of with me, because if somebody says something out of the way or discriminatory or just disrespectful to somebody because of their race or their gender or their sexual orientation, I'm offended. And it has nothing to do with me. And I question, why would you say that? Why do you do that? Why are you acting like that? And that's the true essence of being an ally. Don't stick up for your friend or your loved one, your sister or your cousin, when you're with them or somebody can actually see it. The true essence of an ally is actually standing up for these people's rights and their existence when they're not even around.
Exactly.
My opinion, but I think so. And with my actual position with when it comes to being a a public liaison and a consultant, I think it was actually a perfectly done, because I can come from it from a perspective of I'm a straight cisgender male, and I don't actually have. Some people might say I don't have a dog in the fight, but I made this spew at one of our Sunday teas. But my position and my thought is everybody has a fight. Most between you and Pete, you, these are black women. You my sister. You know, you could be my sister. You could be my cousin. Somebody could be my auntie or my daughter.
Right.
You know. So it's where as though when I see you and other women, because and I said this, you have many of us in the community, many of the women in the community have it threefold by being a minority, and then being a woman,
Absolutely.
and then by being gay.
Absolutely.
So, and I know what it is to be black in America.
Right.
But I said I don't. But guess what? I don't know what it is to be a woman.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what it is to be gay. It ain't a black woman. Shit. So it's like, I'm sorry, but I'm just like. So it's like, wait a minute. If you do something to my sister, then you doing something to me.
Absolutely.
And and that's the whole thing. Where as though being an ally. And I don't want, and I'm not trying to downgrade the community, and stuff, but it's a point of where it's though you have to have some empathy as a person, because you can't. What's this term? And I'm not very religious. If not for the grace of God, go I. In a sense, where as though, well, this could have been me,
Right.
in that situation. If I was born a different way, and who was going to be on my side? And say, hey, don't be like that. Or, hey, and I tell the story often that I have a half-sister that's gay. And we didn't grow up together or anything like that. But once we came together and known each other, this, that, and other, I would say, I have a half-sister that's gay. But she's a good person. And then I said, what the hell are you saying?
Mm-hmm.
See, this is where as though even as an ally, sometimes you have to be self-educate and get more, because you ignorant sometimes. I said, no, I stopped saying that. My sister is a good person. Mm-hmm. She just so happens to be gay, and that's so secondary.
Exactly.
It's thirdary.
Exactly.
It's fourth. It's where as though I don't even see it anymore. And I'm talking, but this was an evolution for me in the last 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Because where I came from and where I grew up, and I was never brought up to be, like, ooh, my God, what is
Right.
that?
Right.
Because, but it was more or less like you didn't talk about it and you didn't say anything, but it wasn't it was acceptance on just being quiet, and now it's to the point where as though I don't even see it, and when I do see it, it's just like, oh, cool. And down to the point where with this industry, with this organization, when I see it, it's not cool. It's cool. when like for instance, when you'll see something on television and somebody say, and it's a female, she say, "Oh, my wife, this, that, and other." I'm like,
It's not shocking.
Yes.
It's not as shocking, right?
Yes. Or you see a gentleman, he's like, "Oh, me and my husband, we went there," and I'm just like, okay. It's whereas though it's a whole reprogram is like, it's just as normal, and it's to the point where as though now, and when I want to get it across to a lot of other, especially people that look like me that are the same race as me, is to be like, this is not crazy, this is not nothing extraordinary, and what I learned over the last 3 or 4 years of being around different, before the organization, being around, because I cook and we do catering and do parties and see, and I'll just be like, ooh, these people are just fun and normal people. They have families, they go to work, they got struggles, they don't want to pay as much taxes as they do, they got phone bills and electric bills, and they got to worry about how they gonna feed their kids and then what they gonna do. But on top of that, they got to deal with some bull just because being who they are. And I'm talking too much because this is your show. I'm sorry.
No, this is the I Am Me show. This is not my show.
I'm
This is
just
the I Am
saying,
Me show.
but you the host and I'm taking
It does
over.
not
thing.
matter. It
I'm
does not
sorry.
matter.
Okay.
But you do make a good point. I think that people need to concentrate on being a humanitarian. And what I Am Me want to do is kind of take the shock value out of it and show that we are just like you said. we're just average everyday people. We're very diverse. We're diverse in our personalities and our lifestyles and the way we live day to day. So family, you have a perfect chance right now. If you cannot come to one of our events to ask us questions, you have a direct family member and an ally who are on the board. So please, if you can, share the live, comments, ask us anything you want. We're here to answer. You can go to www.imecorp.org. Ask questions there. If you go to Facebook Live, the IME Inc. page, you can comment. We'll see it. We'll try to address it right now tonight on the broadcast if we can. If we can't, we'll get back to you. Now, the good thing is that not only you have to be a direct family member, but Dion is proof that you can be an ally and participate with us, join us. This is, even though our focus is on LGBTQ plus, that does not mean you have to claim one of those labels in order to make a difference or make a change. Really, it's about educating. I think that if you are properly educated, then it kind of takes that shock value out of it, and you kind of understand and relate to it. Now, another thing that I find when I deal with public or come across people, because sometimes I'm so used to this life that sometimes I forget that a lot of folk aren't really understanding of it. And one of the things that I want to put out there, because it has become a question many times, is did you know that not all the letters of the rainbow are related to homosexuality labels? There are letters in the rainbow that you are heterosexual. You can possibly be heterosexual for. It's not about your sexuality, and we'll kind of touch on that a little later in the broadcast, but I just want you guys to think of it and let that sink in for a little bit. Not all the letters of the rainbow are homosexuality labels. And I know the general public, because it's such a heteronormative viewpoint, that as soon as they see that rainbow, the first thing they think is gay. And that's not the situation. And also, there's people who feel like they should be separate. The labels should be separate and not really fight the fight together. So we'll touch on that also. Another thing about Dion is he is in charge of, we're not in charge of, but he handles our membership. So if you become a member, he's not in charge of, but he oversees like our membership. Yes. So I'll let him kind of remind you about membership or how to be a member. Maybe some of the benefits that come with being a member. Dion, you can take the floor.
It's a lot of good benefits, and one of the best benefits is the support system.
Absolutely.
We like to always say, and I'm speaking the rhetoric now, so I'm just going to tell you, I'm the propaganda here, but it's so true because, and let me tell you. And I felt one of the big things about being a member, you can get into all our events.
All of them. So,
and it's just a small membership fee. You go through a little application process, which you can go right to through our website and answer certain questions, and you do a little spit and tell them why you want to be involved. But the biggest thing that I would suggest for people to do, even before you get to there, is just come out to one of our Sunday teas.
Absolutely, and we're going to get more into that.
We're going to get into more of that. But and that gets you entrance to this safe space, and this was and let me tell you, because unfortunately you were feeling down
I was under the weather, so I could not go to the last one.
But let me tell you, the stories.
Wow.
And the conversations they were so real and heart-wrenching. But I said, you know what? This was a counseling session. Mm-hmm. This was people, and let me tell you, it was people in their 20s, it was people in their 30s, 40s, we had people in their 50s, and we even had some people, a couple people in their 60s. So this was, and they were having conversations about their issues,
right,
that they've had in their life, being part of the community and not knowing and just being able to just talk about it to somebody and somebody understanding,
right,
and sometimes, and I felt it, and this is coming from a person. I'm an ally. Mm-hmm. I haven't lived this life, mm-hmm. but I'm sitting. But the trials and tribulations that they were talking about, I understood because I've been to something similar. It just didn't have to do with my identity, and whereas though, it just felt as though like, I'm sorry, but it was just like being with this group. It's like you come on home, and you get a hug when you need a hug.
Exactly.
And you get a pat on your back when you need a pat on your back, and saying, "I've been somebody in the crowd. I've been there. I understand, or this is what I had to deal with, and this is how I overcame it." But also, it's just it's fun.
It is.
Because we have a good time.
It is.
And that's what, and of course we're going to talk about the events, and I'm big on that. And this is what you get with the membership. You get you get a sounding board.
Exactly.
So whereas also you get a safe space, even if if somewhere out there in the world you can't be yourself. With us, you always can be yourself, and with no judgment. And it's going to come with probably a hot plate, a nice drink, and a hug.
Yes, it will. But
Not always a hug.
but that's all in the safe space. That's all in having a safe space. When you provide a safe space to someone that allows them to open up, tell their story, and maybe you can get a better understanding of where they're coming from, where they've been, where they want to go. It's sad when you have someone who really wants to share their story, really wants to kind of help other people out there, but it's not a safe space. They're open to judgment before they even open their mouth. You know what I mean? As soon as they say who they prefer to take in private with them, people shut down. So the events that we have are always all safe spaces. And even if you're not the kind of person that really wants to, still be in a crowd, even though it is a safe space, you can connect, the membership, you can connect with people and still kind of, we're not forcing you out. We're not forcing you out of a closet. We're not forcing you to do anything. We just want to let you know that, just say to yourself, I am me. Let you be you. Let you be you.
Absolutely.
Now, before we get into some of the other stuff like the events and what we got going on, what we have going on now, what we got coming up, I just want to kind of touch on a couple of issues. Now, family, I'm not going to make each broadcast dealing with issues because, as you know, being this type of organization, we're going to have some. Everybody's not kumbaya and on board. There are a lot of people that just don't feel an organization like this should exist.
Haters going to hate.
Haters going to hate. But
do your job, haters.
Right. And
do
so my thing is, for the naysayers, why don't you come to Sunday tea? Talk to us. You know what I mean? But as long as you're going to do it in a mature manner, mature adult manner, talk to us. Let us know what's going on. If you don't agree with something that we're doing, that's fine. If you believe in our mission but think we need to go in a different direction, that's fine. Talk to us. We don't know until you talk to us. That's one of the issues, the naysayers. But what I wanted to get into was more business. It has been brought to my attention that we're not making everybody happy by the way we do business. And I just want to kind of put out there that we are governed by 6 people. This organization has 6 board members that govern it. And with us 6 board members, we are very strong personalities. We are very opinionated. We have our own life experiences to bring to the table. So any decision has to be made among the 6 of us.
And they're not all unanimous.
So I say that to say that if you do any business with us, there's going to be paperwork involved. It seems like everybody, not everybody, I'm not going to say that because I didn't even realize it was an issue until recently, but some people are not happy with the paperwork. And I just want to say that it's not much paperwork. Even if you are, how I want to say it, even if we solicit you, because we all have friends, families, we all know people that are mad talented. In our personal time, there's some of us that have our own businesses. There's some of us that have titles that put us in the public. There's some of us who are just very social. So, and we've been around in Delaware for a very, very long time between the 6 of us. So we do have people that we know are very talented. We all have people that we know have an excellent skill set for some of the things we do. We know people that have a big following, that are big influences on the community, and that's okay, but we can't individually just grandfather you in. You have to make an official introduction to the board as far as maybe submitting an offer to let us know on the business side what it would take for us to showcase your talent, your skill set, just have a piece of your time. And then we, among the six of us, will sit, we'll discuss it, because even though one or two people may know you and know all this about you and be your biggest cheerleader, that doesn't mean the rest of us do. So that's a good way for introduction, and we're not going to go around that. I think that paperwork is necessary because it is there to legally protect you and to protect us. As I said, we want to make sure we have safe spaces. We want to make sure that we, get the best people for what's going on. So if you feel as though you can contribute to that with your talent, with your skill set, with your energy, with your following, with your whatever, you still have to do some paperwork, unfortunately. You still have to go through some paperwork. It's just not going to, you're just not going to get around that.
Not at all. Because I'm going to tell you, if my mama wanted to do something, she going to have to fill out the daggone proper paperwork. That's just business. Because what they need to understand is we are a true nonprofit corporation. We have to have a paper trail and turn things into the government. Hey, how you doing, Raphael?
Hello, Raphael.
We're going to discuss that. It's going to be on the 21st, but we're going to discuss the next Sunday tea. So, thanks for asking.
Yes, it is. We will. We will get to that a lot later, because we do have some folk that we want to thank and just give a little more information on that. So, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch on those issues. Just remember, people, do not take it personal when we ask you to submit something, or if we have some paperwork that you have to fill out, or even a simple questionnaire, because usually the paperwork is not much. It's not a book of paperwork. It's not a lot of legalities or anything like that. It's just simply keeping a paper trail. As you said, because we are a nonprofit organization, we have to have a paper trail, and we have to be accountable for everything. So that was the issues. I just want to touch on that only because it was part of the business. I'm not really going to get into individuals who are naysayers. I just say come to one of our events and talk to us. And even if you don't want to talk to the group of us, you can go to the website, www.imecorp.org, and schedule a meeting with the president. She will have a private meeting with you, and you can discuss whatever you want to discuss with her. I'm a true believer that if you have a complaint, you need to have a suggested solution.
I agree with that.
So just complaining ain't going to really do too much, but if you have a suggested solution, absolutely we'll listen. You never know. You never know what's going to happen. All right, so let's get into the Sunday tea.
Let's do it.
One of the events that we already have in place is our Sunday tea, which is a networking mixer, invitation only, just to keep it a safe space. There's all people from all levels of the community there. Mm-hmm. And as he mentioned earlier, I did not go to the last one. I was under the weather, and I'm upset that I wasn't able to go because we were in a new place. Mm-hmm. So I want to give a shout out to Unique with Perfect Sculpt and Body Bar for allowing us to use her space for Sunday tea. I missed the initial grand part of it, but I will be there. Grand opening.
But we ain't had no grand closing soon, so
haven't
we
had
good.
No grand closing.
Soon we gonna be good.
No grand closing. Right. And as I said, Sunday tea is the perfect place Sunday tea is a way for you to see what's going on with us, meet us without actually joining, without actually having to commit to anything. That's a way for you to ask any questions, tell any stories. Sometimes it does get a little deep, as he was saying, but, that's all in how we educate ourselves and how we learn. I don't know if you want to talk about what the Perfect Sculpt and Body Bar and Unique and them are currently doing for us that will come into effect for the members.
Mm-hmm. Actually, coming. We're looking at. They're looking at coming in January of 22. They're actually offering an LGBT fitness class. So, and this was very interesting to me because, again, being an ally, I didn't think about this, but at the last Sunday tea, one of the gentlemen spoke how they felt somewhat uncomfortable going to gyms and getting gawked at and talk. And certain gyms do have policies, whereas though if if some type of discrimination or something, they kick the people out and take their membership away. But somebody brought up the fact that they would feel more comfortable if they had a specific LGBT class. So everybody that was in the class was part of the community. They feel comfortable and they would actually feel the camaraderie, and it would make them want to go. So Unique is blessing and actually offering this fitness class, and it's going to be like a $20 class, and for actually members of IME, it's going to be like a discounted at only $14.
Right.
And this is somebody that's an ally and that's helping us. This is ground up grassroots, and this is how things get started. When you just have family that just feel as though like, you know what, come on, I'm gonna do this for you. You gonna do this for me. I'm with you. And I mean, this is another one of the keys of being a member, because you get the discount off your fitness class, and not saying Thanksgiving coming up. Some of y'all gonna have to be getting fit after the holidays. So January, and y'all already know in January, everybody
gonna have those
y'all
resolutions.
Them resolutions that y'all gonna lose that 12 pounds or 20 pounds.
Right there.
And so you might as well come to a safe space, and somebody gonna give you some love and say, design this so they can sculpt your body right.
At
So-
a discount. At a discount.
At a discount.
At a discount.
And after the holidays, you won't need that discount. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So definitely the Sunday tea, once a month on a Sunday. It's usually from 1 to 5. Go to our website, sign up for an invite. It is invitation only. It's limited seating, but we welcome you to come. We welcome you to come. There's no, the only requirements is that you are mature and adult, and remember that this is a safe space. Remember that it's a safe space.
And if I want to add on to that, just because you apply, that don't mean you get in.
No,
And
there is a
it's
questionnaire,
it's a
paperwork.
It's paperwork, but also, like Angel has spoken, people vote on it.
Yes.
It got to be a yay or nay or type of situation. And the big thing with the next one, and I want to advertise the next one, which is actually going to be on the 21st. Now this one is going to be this is a Thanksgiving one. So we're basically going to have a Thanksgiving dinner type situation, and it's not going to it's going to be a celebration.
Absolutely.
About being thankful throughout getting past this year, and also coming together to start the corporation and moving it forward. So it's not going to be as much as a normal blah 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 little technical government. This is going to be more of a celebration.
This is going to be a celebration.
I'm going to let my hair down a little bit,
All right.
and we're going to just
Don't hurt nobody.
I know. Okay, but I would like. But this is how we have gotten our members from these teas.
Yeah. The teas, we always had any event that we do, we have big dreams for it. We have big expectations for it. But what happens is we always debate on maybe how long it will take for that expectation to kind of kick in. And Sunday teas have kicked right in. And one thing I think is that because of the interest of the Sunday tea, that just goes to show us that we're needed. It just goes to show that we're needed. Delaware, and I'm not knocking Delaware itself, because Delaware have a lot of organizations and a lot of, I'm going to say, some kind of safe spaces, but you don't hear about them too much. Especially in certain communities, they have no clue what's going on. So, we hope that we can bring everybody together and be a resource. I mean, our ultimate goal eventually in years to come is to have the resource center, so the centralized resource center that all the organizations, can participate and hold events and give information. It'll be a one-stop shop that everyone can kind of come to if they didn't hear about it. Because not everyone reads the same publications, the same networks, what have you. Not everybody's word of mouth gets to everyone. So we want to just kind of blend everybody together, because there's a lot of resources in Delaware. Delaware is very diverse when it comes to the Rainbow family, and it's just that we just don't know. Only certain communities find out, or the other ones don't. So we kind of want to build a gap between that. Now, other than the Sunday tea, we have our Christmas party coming up. Whoa. Our Christmas party, which is coming up on December 17th, in Middletown. Now, let me tell you guys, this is going to be big. It is a time to show up and show out. It is free, but we do ask for $7 donations if you can do it. But if you can't, it doesn't matter. You can still come and party with us. We already have some talent already signed up. We have Our Lady in Drag, Miss Peaches, is going to be hosting the event. We have DJ Lynx on the ones and twos. Do they still say ones and twos? I might be a little old.
Shit.
I
Do
don't-
they even got ones and twos anymore? I think they do everything
On
on
the-
the laptop.
On the
man.
laptop. We got the
But
DJ
you know
on
what?
the laptop.
We going to play it like we do the ones and twos. Show our age. I don't
On the
care.
ones and twos.
On the ones and twos. Shit.
We have the host. We have a DJ. For right now, I will give I'll give more information next month at the broadcast. But for right now, we can tell you that we have Fela Cypher and we have Reek the Wordsmith, who's going to be performing. We also have a special guest. We got Miss Jersey Pride coming out.
What?
So she's going to be coming and attending the party. Hopefully that'll initiate Delaware, Miss Delaware Pride. Who knows? Maybe we can get her in there.
Nice,
But
nice.
we do have Miss Jersey Pride coming. It's just been great. We've had so much love and support for this Christmas party. We want to give a special thanks especially to President Fleur of the Central Delaware branch of the NAACP, Dan Cruz of the United Way of Delaware, and members. We've had individual donations and sponsors. Like, it's going to be big. You got to be there. It's going to be the place to be. It's time to get dressed up. Because of the pandemic, we really haven't had a chance to really get dressed up too much in the last couple of years. So this is a chance to get dressed up, come to a nice, safe space, enjoy yourself, let your hair down, be you. Especially if you don't have, there's a lot of our family members that don't really have family or don't have a support system, so to speak. And we definitely don't want you alone for the holidays. So come join us, party with us, meet us, hang out.
And it will be, there will be food there. That's part. We will be serving dinner. That's
We
part,
will be serving dinner.
That's part. And when we talk about, and now I got to get back into the the business point about events and memberships because this is me. When we talk about donations.
Look, Raphael, yes, there will be drinks there.
At a price, and that's what I was going to get to.
The
Raphael.
Christmas party will be at a price.
And
Yeah.
the drinks will be served, maybe a couple signature drinks and things like that. We're working through the details, but there will be drinks there at a price. And let me tell you, nonprofit. Everything that when we talk about, we were asking for a donation and things like that. That's just going to be put back into this corporation to move things forward. So it's not where as though we're trying to make something up. We're trying to give back to the community, and this is going to be a big thing.
It is a nonprofit, and when we have events, they're basically your events because
Yes.
through your donations, through your sponsorships, is how we are able to pull off any events
And operate.
and
this
operate.
Is going to be. This
So
is going to be.
why don't you come out to your Christmas party and do it?
Yes.
And do the dang thing, right?
Now it's going to be, and it's going to be a big thing, and I mean this is going to be just so. I'm just so excited, and just the fact of the people that we got so fast to say they were willing to perform and host
absolutely.
and this that. It was like that.
Yeah.
It wasn't no arm twisting or anything.
No, and that's I'm grateful for that. I'm
Yes,
grateful for that. We've
Yes.
actually had people contact us and just say, I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to be a part of this. So come on out and enjoy. Come take a look at what your sponsorship and your donations and your support is doing. So enjoy yourself. It's the end of the holiday. If you can't be there for our Thanksgiving celebration, come for our Christmas celebration.
And you'll be seeing all the advertisements just bombarding you over the next few days and weeks and everything else. So just stay tuned and just stay connected. Seriously.
Right.
Yeah.
Now we do have some things that are coming up. One thing I do want to mention is one thing that I think is a nice accolade is that the NAACP. I don't know if any of you are familiar with the NAACP, but they did not have the LGBTQ plus councils or anything
committee.
like that, a committee or I want to say presence.
Presence.
yeah, have a presence. So thank goodness for President Flora McKendall, because she has made it to whereas now the NAACP is forming a Pride Council, a LGBTQ plus Pride Council, and our wonderful president, President P, was was sworn in, and she will be chairing said council. So we're very excited to see what's coming up with that. And we have some other things coming up. Can't go into it right now because they're not confirmed, but just watch out. Watch out for us. Now, another event that we got coming up for next year is the Me Seminar. I had mentioned it on the last broadcast, and we are still interviewing for that. We're still interviewing for that. So if you claim the label lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, pansexual, intersex, and for transgender and intersex, both male and female, go to our website, www.immecorp.org, and sign up to see if you can be, to get an interview to be a speaker. Either you can go to the website, or you can directly email us at info@immecorp.org, and just put in the subject line seminar, so we'll know that's what you're emailing us for, and we'll get in touch with you. This is going to happen probably around in the summertime of next year. We're looking at probably around June, so we're still interviewing, so please come on in. The whole point of it is we just want to educate the community, have them meet someone that represents that label, ask questions, get questions answered, and just for people to connect to see that we're real people. Like you were mentioned earlier, we are real people.
Real people.
We do plan on possibly having a festival in maybe 2023. We're working on that. So as we get closer to 2023, as we get more involved in that, we will definitely let you guys know.
Absolutely. And I want to just drive the fact that, and like I said, we had our first inaugural membership meeting several days ago. And I was so thankful to the new members. And I said, you got in at the ground floor. And I believe that membership and people actually taking responsibility in the community is going to help us drive everything forward. Because I want to say all this, and I reach out because these things that we are talking about are only possible when we are bigger enough. And the bigger fold of people, and you don't have to take a crazy voice speaking or active role of being the big mouth and just saying and being some type of true blue activist, but your support is what is needed. And the support of where as though even if you volunteer, especially with these upcoming events, and you get to know us and what we're about, and just even word of mouth, just help us and everyone in this community move forward. So I'm just really want anybody that's out there that may be interested or think that they might know somebody that's interested, that want to be, see what we're about. Go sign up for a Sunday tea. Go reach out and find out more information. Send out some questions to a board member or something like that, or even if somebody's from us because of another member, and they done told you some things. Hey, we're here, and we are accepting to everyone that is accepting of us, the greater us.
Exactly. And also with membership, you do get we do consider you first for if we need to have to showcase some talent or showcase some skill set. We will look within our members and then reach out.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
If you do have a skill set, we do ask you that on the questionnaire. If you have a certain talent or skill set, and we'll come in and talk to you about it. But we'll talk to you first before we kind of put it in the public and start, requesting people to kind of like.
And you know what's the crazy thing about that? Some people don't believe they have a skill set.
True.
But they do. But I was having a conversation at the members meeting, and someone said something. They knew logistics and know how to set up things, and just That's a skill set.
Exactly.
We have events. We need somebody. We need people that's diligent and understanding on what when something is supposed to be, how is something supposed to be laid and put in place, and even to the point where when is somebody supposed to go on, and this is a 15-minute window, or when we gonna perform this, that, and other. That's a skill set that everybody don't have, you know. And sometimes we need a plumber. A plumber's a
Exactly.
skill.
Hey, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Yes, we do. Yes, we do sometimes.
So you got something we everybody need, even if you don't even know it.
Right. Well, hopefully through
Yeah.
different events and stuff, we'll kind of zone in on,
Yeah.
and maybe we can tell people what their skill is.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
you
once we
know,
get to
you're
know
pretty
them.
good at that.
Yeah.
You know, have you been doing that or something like that? So, and we're also still looking for. Well, we're also looking for a blogger. If you've been to our website or our IME page, we are looking for a blogger. We're interviewing for bloggers now. If you are interested, go to the website again, www.imecorp.org, or you can email us at info@www.imecorp.org, and just on that instance put in the subject line blog or however you want to say that, so we'll know what direction you're trying to get into, and we can address you accordingly. Now, people, this family. This is the perfect opportunity to ask questions. I get questions all the time, so I'm surprised that we're not getting too many questions right now. And as I'm out and about, I get constant questions, or pulled to the side and ask this or ask that. So let's go back to the question, the thought of the day that I had said earlier. That did you know that not all the letters of the rainbow are homosexual labels? Were you aware of that? I mean, y'all know being in this organization, but before the organization.
No,
Exactly.
I didn't, and because a lot of times we go by what is being, the propaganda that's put on to us, because until getting more involved in understanding, I'm gonna be honest, it was a whole bunch of letters that I didn't. I knew what a lesbian
And people
was.
just
I knew
associate it with
bisexual
it's something
was.
gay. People say,
Right.
"Oh, I don't know, it's something gay," but I'll give you a couple examples. Transgender, T for transgender, and I for intersex. Those are gender labels. Gender labels, folks. They are not sexuality labels. Meaning that just because you're transgender, just because you say you're transgender, or just because you say you're intersex, that has nothing to do with your sexuality. That's completely different. And earlier I had mentioned that some folk feel that there should be different fights. They feel like the sexuality labels should be separated from the gender labels, and have separate fights. Now, I feel that every letter has its own trials and tribulations and hurdles in life. Every letter has something specific to that letter, whether it's a sexuality label or whether it's a gender label, that they have issues with in dealing with the heteronormative society. I love the fact that we represent a rainbow because it has very distinct colors, but if you notice, all of them go the same way. Because I feel like if you provide a safe space for one, you end up providing a safe space for all. And I feel like it should be hand in hand. As I said, the issues, every letter has their own set of issues that may not be the issues of the other letter. And that doesn't matter, sexuality or gender.
And even at the end point, I didn't think I was part of the rainbow, but A is an ally.
There you go.
So we are part of the community.
We are the community.
We are part of the community. And and so it's just like, there we go.
So so that just goes to show that not only is there diversity outside of the rainbow, there's really diversity in the rainbow. And I know that sometimes certain letters may feel they get more attention than the other letters, but you know what? It's kind of one of them things that whatever fight we have to fight that's in front of us, we're going to do. That may, if you're okay, then we may not put the spotlight on you right now, but believe me, that spotlight is going to warm you just as well as it warms the ones that we have on the front line.
Absolutely.
So with all the labels, people just know that just because you see a rainbow, just because you see someone saying they support the rainbow or they're part of the rainbow family, that does not necessarily mean that they are homosexual or gay or anything to that nature.
And to that point, even when it comes to, and this is the big thing they would ask, Paris asked, and I think you may have asked me the same when it came to membership. What is something that would actually exclude somebody to be? I feel being a member? And my biggest thing is anybody that's not accepting to everybody under that umbrella, that rainbow.
Right.
And it's when you talk because I had learned that just like when we look at like black people when we have the light skin, dark skin, infighting, that it was infighting in the community. And I've said anybody that displays that they are not accepting of somebody else in the community, they can't be a part of this organization.
Right.
And that's only when you talk about it when we have an interview process and stuff like that. But I think that was the only reason to exclude anybody. If you have any type of dislike or I would say I don't like to use the word hatred towards somebody else, then it's no space, because like we said, safe space, diversity, everybody's allowed to be part of this party. Once you get you get past the doorman, and
right.
Once you get past the bouncer, we all allowed to have fun, and so.
And even in that situation, even if there's someone who not ready right now to be accepted as a member, that doesn't mean that we can't talk to you, that we can't, maybe educate you. Because my thing is, if you reached out to us, then to me, you're willing to maybe listen to us.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's people out there who's feeling ill will. I really don't want to think of them. But like I said, even if you are not able to be a member, you can still attend a Sunday tea. You can still come and talk to us and figure things out or allow us to educate you.
Also, it's an option to be a volunteer. No, I'm serious.
It is, absolutely.
You can volunteer sometime, either for an event or just to do some. Just you get educated and learn more about the organization. It's almost like a little mini internship. But I mean, being somebody that's volunteer, that's saying they want to, you know what? I may not particularly want to be a member at this point, but I like what this organization, I've seen what y'all was about, or I'm interested to know what it was about, so I want to get a more in-depth volunteer.
There's a place for everybody.
There's
a place for everybody. We're up and coming, and we will accept a lot of folks. 99.9% of y'all we will accept.
Because we have something for you to do.
We will have a mission. We will have a mission.
Yeah, huh?
So yeah.
I like to sleep sometimes. So maybe somebody else can help me with this membership stuff. I'll be all right.
Yeah, so just come out and, like I said, even if you don't want to commit, you can still, as Dion said, volunteer. It could be for one event. It could be for all events. It could be whatever, just like Unique. Perfect Sculpt and Body Bar. You know what I mean? Step right up and provided us with a place. We're not sending her out there to solicit. We're not doing this. We're not doing that. She came and she provided this for us, and we are so thankful. Little stuff. People want to come and maybe just help set up on the Christmas party. That's okay. We need set up and take down. So even if you just want to kind of, do a trial basis, as you were saying, come in and try it out a little bit.
Minus the homophobes.
Absolutely, minus the homophobes. That's kind of where we got to try to protect safe space. Yeah. That's where the paperwork comes in, the questionnaire. We got to get a feel of you. And believe me, it's not really easy to get things over on all six of us. No. You might get things over on a couple of us, but a couple of us you ain't gonna get it over on us. So, as I stated earlier, we are very strong personalities. And we are very opinionated, and we look at everything kind of differently. We have some of us that look at things in a social view, some of us that look at things a financial view, some of us that look at things as a business view. We have different viewpoints
Yes.
of the decision. That's one thing I love about this board and working with you guys, because you never know.
You never know.
You never know.
But
You
somebody,
never know.
somebody might have, somebody see something that the other one don't see because they done seen it before.
And the board is 6 people, but there's 3 allies and 3 direct family members. So that makes for great conversation, great ideas, great brainstorming. Because as I said, I've been in the life long enough to sometimes I might be a little oblivious to what somebody outside the family doesn't know. I'm thinking, oh, you don't know that? Not thinking about, no, why would they know that? Where have they ever experienced that to even know that? So it's very interesting. I think that we are in for big things. So come join us. Join us now while it's, while we're in the beginning budding stages, the budding stages. So
It's
we
more
can.
intimate.
It is way more
It's
intimate
more
right now.
intimate right now, and it's a lot of hands on and like I spoke on our membership call a couple nights. You getting in on the ground floor has a lot of influence where we go from here.
Mm-hmm.
We do not have all the answers,
No, we don't.
but if somebody else when somebody else gave a program that they had seen, or somebody actually have a question, or they actually had an answer for something. Oh, I think we could do this, that, another. Word. I was just like, word. Cool. I like
Yep.
that. And or join while you can still meet
Well,
the board.
I mean,
while we-
actually, yeah, because right now,
while
by
you-
us being small, we are very accessible.
Accessible.
We're very accessible. You can come directly to us, like I said, Sunday Tea, or even that. Go to the website. Our president has a place that you can request a meeting with her. If you want to meet with one of the other board members, we're all listed on there. Just let us know. Meet with us collectively, individually. It doesn't matter. We will, at least hear what you got to say, as long as you're willing to hear what we got to say.
And nothing about it. It ain't nothing to do a Zoom meeting. Just have it to have some conversations and get some enlightenment, or something where it's gets you some education, or just because you might not feel comfortable in our Sunday tea setting, but you want to actually do communicate with us on some type of one-on-one thing. We're here.
And also, even being a member, we listen to our members. Our members are open to suggest ideas, come up with any, events. Right now, because we are small, we do, like I said, we're accessible, and everybody can have an input on it. Now, once we get to 1 million people, once we get to 1 million members, that might change a little bit.
Yeah, well, we're accepting all proposals, and like we said, we even starting up a little small incentive program for the members.
Absolutely.
When they actually refer and get more people involved, as they get gift cards, or we'll have parties, celebrations of just different things. So we just open for business, basically.
We are open for that. And also, when you become a member, we have various boards that you can join. So don't get frustrated or get turned away thinking that you're going to have to be, out there hitting the pavement or something like that if that's not your personality. There are different boards. Some boards are more in the public than other boards. So our committees, I shouldn't say board, committees, I'm sorry. We have a lot of different committees, and for all personalities. If you just want to sit behind a desk and, do some IT stuff or paperwork or anything like that, that's wonderful. If you want to be out in the public and solicit and talk to businesses and stuff, that's wonderful too. We have a place for you. So we are for everybody. We're for the people.
Absolutely.
Right?
And I don't know nothing about that TikTok, but I'm pretty sure we can find somebody that can TikTok.
Well, no, that's why we have a marketing promotions
But
person.
I'm saying,
We can't do it.
But I'm saying, she needs some backup.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
But see, somebody might say TikTok is not one of their.
Well,
But
I
it is.
have a teenager at home, so the systems that I'm used to, or I
Yeah.
don't even know what you call them systems, websites or social media page or things that I'm used to. She's like, Mom, nobody
Uses them
uses
anymore.
that anymore. That's for old people. So, but
that's a skill.
that is
That's
a skill.
See,
You can come and teach us. You can come and teach us. That
teach
way it
me
won't be
that.
on, look. That way it won't be all on one person in their committee. It'll be all of us.
I'm not getting involved with that because I wind up getting. I get in trouble.
He'll
I'm
get
gonna stay.
involved.
I'm gonna stay out of that one.
He'll get involved.
I'm gonna stay out of that one.
He will get involved.
I ain't talk ticking nothing. I ain't talk ticking.
But this is the perfect time to, come talk to us, come join us, to make an impact, to be heard. We will be your voice if you don't have any. We will fight for you if you cannot fight. We just want to make sure that you know that you are represented. And we are going to make sure that we are represented all throughout Delaware.
Absolutely. And that to start with this upcoming couple weeks for the Thanksgiving. I just want to reiterate that.
Oh, go ahead.
Reiterate Thanksgiving, the Thanksgiving Sunday tea. It's not going to be our normal, sprule of, this is going to be just be thankful. We're going to have all the trimmings. We're going to have drink. We got laughter, music. It's just a hangout. It's just, this is probably if when you go to those what the timeshares
Oh.
when they throw you a little party.
Yeah, they throw you a little
They
party.
throw you a little party to get
Right.
you to come on in and see. So,
But this one you don't have to. We're not
we
going
ain't
to
ask
force you.
We ain't forcing you
we
to
ain't
buy
force you to buy
nothing.
nothing.
You can stay with us for 4 hours, but you ain't got to sign nothing before you leave.
Right.
But
And because
but we gonna have
and because Sunday tea is invitation only, if you can't come to Sunday tea, Christmas party.
yes,
Christmas party. Please come out. Please come out. We would love to see you in your holiday gear. Show up, show out. Be yourself. Be
December
however you want to
17th.
be. December 17th. We will be there in Middletown. So we're coming near to the end
yes,
of our broadcast.
yes.
If you have any questions left, you can ask. We're still here for a couple of more minutes. Not long, though, but we're here for a couple of more minutes. One thing I do want to say is tomorrow's Veterans Day, and for all our family members that are in the services or have been in the services, we just want to say thank you and happy Veterans Day for tomorrow.
Absolutely.
We really appreciate you, and come on out to the party.
Absolutely. That's a big thing, especially you don't know. I not too big about certain things in this country, but you know what? Whenever I see a soldier, I always say thank you.
Right.
I appreciate you for doing whatever you've done so I can have the opinion that I had
Absolutely.
in protecting the rights of that.
They might not have controlled the fight, or they might not have started the fight, but they're the ones that protect us. They're the ones that fight for us. They're the ones that do the
Absolutely.
battle that we can't do as civilians.
I respect
So,
it.
mad respect. I'm an Air Force brat, so mad respect to the service. Mad respect to all branches of the service. Well, I want to thank Dion for joining me. It's always a
Thank you,
pleasure.
President. Always.
He's the comedian of the crew. But we enjoyed talking with them. If you have any questions, even after the broadcast, please just text us. I'm not even email us, whatever. And just remember, everyone, love yourself just as much as you love others, and love others just as much as you love yourself.
Yeah.
And have a great evening. And join us next time.